Yeah, so that'll be Yesnaby, my division.
We finished.
So you want to see
We finished.
the...
Yeah, I just need to see the teams in that lay out properly, because seeing them like
Well, you can
that, and
see
then
that
you've
one
got
first.
the
So,
the trades as well. You just can't see through the trades and stuff.
well, there's
Oh,
a
so is
few
this
trades in
yours
this
then,
one.
Johnny?
Yeah, this is my one. This is why it
Right.
showed up
Well,
like this, because it's my one. So
right. So what
I
have we
have...
got? So talk us through your team, Johnny. What was your process? Where's your process? What do you like about your team? What are you not so? What do you regret? Have you got any regrets? Have you got any that if you could go back, you wouldn't pick him up type thing, or are you happy with it?
I'm pretty happy with my team, to be honest. There's not, obviously, I ended up with Schultz, so I got a couple of tight ends were on my queue before that, and they got sniped because obviously I'm on the turn. But Schultz will get his target, so I'm happy enough.
Oh, you will.
I wanted, like I say, I wanted Amon Ra, but I think Luke picked him before me on the 106 when he traded up for that. So I had to, I couldn't resist Hall, because I do, you know how much I like Brees Hall as well. So start McCaffrey and Hall,
Absolutely.
happy enough. Get a Cooper Cup. I probably could have got Stroud a bit later, but I wanted to make sure I got a decent quarterback. I do have a soft spot for Jaden Reed, so I'm always going to pick him. Cortland
Yeah, yeah,
Sutton,
absolutely.
the number one. Samuel could be the number one, but he always gets his points. Chuba Hubbard will probably be
You'll
the
do
number
well
one
from the
running back
slot,
to
I think.
start with. You've got to have a good kicker, got two good linebackers. Picking up Stafford as a backup, and you might get games more off. If Stroud struggles, Stafford will be in. He does score fantasy points. Jalen
He
Wright for
does.
when one of the running backs get injured. I did pick up Mitchell with the last pick, but that's before he pulled his hammy. Tyler Algieri will get his touches as well, and obviously picked up Wilson when that was my second one from the trade with Luke. Tyler Boyd, I do like Tyler Boyd. Theo Johnson and Conklin as my last backup tight ends. So I was quite happy with my team.
Listen, I've got to say, Johnny, as a Johnny draft, that's a pretty decent one, I've got to say. I mean, I'm not a Conklin fan and I'm not a Hubbard fan. I'm not much of a Hubbard fan at all. But as a Johnny draft, I'm quite impressed, Johnny.
Oh, thanks very much. I'll take that
You're
compliment.
welcome. I am
Oh, that
very,
was
I'll
I'm
be
sneaky
quite
trying.
good
impressed
to
with what
get
you've done.
Cup. Cup was a really good pick from where you got him at.
And I was quite
Yeah,
surprised he
yeah,
lasted that far, to be honest. But yeah,
you got Cup late, and then people started taking them earlier off the board. I think you might have got Cup later than any other division in the Orkney Bowl. I think you probably got Cup the latest because I think you got him the fifth. Did you
I got
not?
on 501, same as Jack got me
Yeah,
for the, and
that's
so
yeah. So what have we got on the other side there? Buccaneers.
I got it because of a
I tell
trade.
you,
Yeah, I got it because of a trade, Jack. So yeah, Buccaneers. We
oh
got
yeah,
Josh
'cause you got
Allen, Josh Jacobs, Pacheco, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, Jordan Addison, Cole Kmet,
that's
Romeo
without a
Dubes.
second or third round as well. You gave away your
Yeah, I didn't
second
have a.
and your third, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a first and a 18th round, I think it was, for just giving away the second and third. So I got Wilson and I got Hall, and you'll see
And
soon what
what's
you
Buccaneers?
Luke got.
What's the
Dubes.
Buccaneers doing here? So.
Looked
Jamal
looking pretty good,
Williams,
to be
fair away
honest.
with Jamal Williams. I mean, he's one of those. He should.
No,
Jamal Williams could
Javonte
be
Williams.
anything. Javonte Williams,
Javonte.
sorry. He could be anything from an absolute bell cow, 20 touches a game, to not even making the team. You
Well,
know?
that's the thing.
Oh, it's been confirmed that
And
he's the RB1. They already confirmed that.
He's the RB1, but yeah, they will try
yeah,
and get him
well,
to run it, but whether he hits the holes.
that, that's what they say. That's what, but you can say anything at this stage, really. And if he's not what he is, they have other guys there. They've got McLaughlin there. They've got Estimate, the rookie who could be okay. So he'll
Who
not get
fumbled.
long if he isn't the man. If he isn't doing well, he's not going to get long. And Kendry Miller is
Yeah.
not a replacement for him.
I think that's
So
his
yeah,
only running back,
I
isn't
worry
it?
about the lack of running backs on Buccaneers team.
Yeah. He's only got three, is he? Yeah.
I very much worry about the lack of running backs. Take us up to the top of that one again, Johnny. Sorry, just to see what's.
Got Jacobs and Pacheco, and
Yeah,
obviously you're already
Jacobs,
worried a bit about
Pacheco.
Jacobs. Yes, Jack, it was a nice.
I mean,
Well, I hope it was a nice trade. So.
I do think Jacobs will do fine, but I think Jacobs will be very good for us. I do, but it does just worry me that he's getting on a little bit. It's a new team with a new offense, a new playbook, and he's, for the first time in his career. So that's what worries me about Jacobs. It doesn't mean to say that I don't want to pick him up. I actually traded him today, didn't I, Johnny?
You did, yes.
I
Well, I
traded
needed a
you,
running
Jacobs,
back.
today.
I think I'm pretty sure that I have like Gibbs, Hall, and
You had,
bloody Pirine as my running back. So, and you had to start
yeah, you had
three, so I
3.
needed a bloody running back. So,
I know,
I got a
I know you
starter,
did.
so
That's
I'm not
how I went
caring.
for
So,
it. And I had running back, so I wanted the pick. I wanted the first round pick. So yeah, that's I think a very fair trade. It worked out for both of us. But that's a different league. So obviously Josh Allen at quarterback, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, and Jordan Addison. Provided Addison isn't suspended, I think it's a good start. But I'm very much worried about the running back situation there. So I definitely
he's got
think you've
Williams.
got the better of these two teams, Johnny.
Hopefully. So we'll look at the rest of them.
Williams, he got Brooks too, right?
What? No, he's got the linebacker Brooks.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's linebacker.
I looked at
Brooks,
it
yeah.
wrong. I just saw Jay Brooks. I was like, hold on.
Even at that, even if Brooks was in there, there's still no other running backs, so that's a problem, But he's out for ages. So here we've got Fraser and Bankfoot Panthers and the Warner Bay Goonies.
Yeah.
So where are we at here? So
we'll
what's Fraser done?
We'll look through Fraser first then. So we've got Mahomes,
Yep.
Williams, Montgomery, Ayuk, Metcalf, Higgins, Okonkwo, Ridley, Queen, and Al-Shire. For the starting for Warner Bay, you've got Goff, White, Walker, Jefferson, Olabi, Flowers, Bowers, Worthy, Pollard, Carlson, Jones, and Wagner.
When you get down to that last...
Oh, Caleb Williams on the bench. That's nice. I like the quarterback situation they got going on there.
So he's got Goff and Williams.
Goff and Williams. Yeah, no problem with that.
This is where Fraser got Mahomes in the first round as an auto pick. That's how Mahomes went so early.
Was it an auto? I don't even think it was an auto pick. I think Doug said it wasn't an auto pick, that Fraser took him.
It was an auto pick because I look after the league.
Oh, was it? Right, there
and
you
go. It went 12 hours. It was an auto pick. I think
I don't
know what happened, but he never picked. He ran out of time and it picked. So unless he picked 11:59, but I'm pretty sure it said auto when I picked it.
I mean, with Mahomes, I don't see the point in firing Geno Smith. I guess Mahomes could get hurt and then you've got to do it. But, if you've got one of the proper elites, I don't see the point of having one on the bench. I really don't. I mean, Ford is going to be the starting running back there, so I don't hate Ford there, and I don't hate Moss there either. Moss is going to be starting running back. Whether he holds it or not is down to how well he plays, but it's down to him.
Right.
It's on him. Ford will lose his spot, obviously, when Chubb comes back, but he's still going to be thereabouts. Is that Lockett underneath Ford?
Yeah, Lockett, Hunter Henry, Noah Fant, and Isaiah Likely. So he's got the 3 tight ends to finish as well.
Yeah, three pretty shitty tight ends, though, aren't they? In the sense of what are they going to get a lot of points? Are they going to get a lot of fantasy points? Hunter Henry has flattered to deceive so often over the years, and yes, he had, and then he turned around and has a 20-point week, a 30-point week. But
I take it back. He did actually sneak in Mahomes. He sneaked in Mahomes before the auto. So I just double checked it.
Did he? Yeah, I thought he'd picked
I don't know why I doubted Doug. He's a resident man.
Yes.
Oh, that's off the bed. I guess is it 3 days after the Super Bowl?
Oh, congratulations, Jackson! It's another boy, is it? Another one to teach how to throw and catch.
Yeah, it's 3 days after the Super Bowl they're due, I think. So you'll be hoping they're on time and no early.
Yeah, he'll very much want to be on time, won't he? There's Quentin Johnson's flagging up in a team. Pat Fryermuth flagging up in a team. I know that Fryermuth should do okay and he'll be fine and all that, but he has burned me so often that I just couldn't be colder on him. I do like Paul
I remember
Douglas,
you saying that the other day.
Yeah. with Pop Douglas as well, I love Pop Douglas, and I think he'll do just fine this year. I think he will score his points this year. But when I look at that team, I'm
3
looking
New
at
England
Gibson, I'm
players.
looking at Baker, and I'm looking at Douglas. That's a lot of New England Patriots for a team that's going to be rotten. So and then when you've got Quentin Johnson thrown in there as well, I absolutely hate that bench.
I like the Gibson
Yeah.
pick though because you know they're gonna be running the ball. So you know Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson will get their touches. So having the running backs with the quarterback situation helps out.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Everett, and I think that Gibson will score okay points, but I wouldn't want him in the same team as Pop Douglas and Baker. You know,
Oh no,
that's
no,
a
not
lot
at
of New
all, not at
England
all.
Patriots.
Yeah.
You know, so
No.
yeah, that puts me off there just a little bit. I do like the starting lineup there, but I much prefer the Fraser's team there. I have to say, in the sense that he's got a better spread, right up until you get down to those tight ends on his bench, which I didn't like. So, Glossop
we've got
fighting
the Glossop
Gophers and
fighting
Harlow
Gophers.
Harlequins. Johnny, run us through them.
So we've got the Glossop fighting Gophers. We've got Jordan Love, Jonathan Brooks, Tajay Spears, Puka Nakua, Garrett Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Dalton Kincaid, Malik Neighbours, Rasheed Rice, Tyler Bass, Tremaine Edwards, and David. Can't remember his first name. And then on Harlow Harlequins, you've got Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, Cook, AJ Brown, Tank Dell, Roman Aduce, George Kittle, Lad McConkey, Ryan Thomas, a lot of rookies, Kyle Fairbairn, or Cammy Fairbairn, Nick Bolton, and John Campbell, Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell, I think.
Starters,
Levante
so that's
David.
all
Yeah.
starters. Whereas the team on the left here, that scared me from the get-go.
The
You
running
know,
backs, right?
but
The running backs scared me on that side.
Well, they
very
might
much.
not
Brooks,
reset the
Brooks
team.
and Spears, I couldn't. And
I mean,
Brooks is out for what 4 to 6 weeks. Like he's gonna miss 4 to 6
Yeah.
games at least.
They might have somebody on the
So,
bench.
so who have we got on the
Well, not
bench is
really.
the question.
He's got Irvin
Dobbins,
and
Dobbins
Dobbins and Chandler.
can play.
Dobbins will be
Chandler
sneaky
can
good.
play. At least you've got two running backs that you can plug in there. Week one, you know, you can plug in Dobbins until he gets hurt, which will be week two. But Chandler as well, you know.
We're halfway through week one.
Yeah, Dobbins you can plug in week one. I don't know what you're going to do week two, like, but you can plug Dobbins in week one, and Chandler
Well,
will Chandler will get touches and score points.
Well, he's got the option now with the new system that he can put in Dobbins, put Chandler as his backup just in case. If Dobbins gets injured before the game starts, Chandler will get put in right away.
I've got to say, I'm not loving any team that I've seen here. Apart, I'm like yours is still my favourite so far this division, Johnny. You'll be upset to hear.
I am a bit, yeah. But
Because
there's plenty
I'm
more to
kind
see,
of,
though.
and it's
So,
not that I'm poking holes in them per se, but you know, I'm worried about the running back situ on the left hand side here as well, and I'm worried about the bench situ on the right hand side. I mean, I like Mooney, and I don't know anything about Parkinson, so maybe that's fine. But Robinson as well, Robinson and Parkinson for the Rams. It's a bit heavy on
I guess
Rams.
there's another
I like
rookie.
Mitchell and Charbonnet. Those are two good picks there.
His name is
Yeah,
so good.
good bench picks for sure. The Charbonnet is going to need Walker to kind of relent some of the touches, though, isn't he? And that's my problem with Charbonnet. I
But
don't
Walker does
dislike
get
the
injured.
pick,
So,
but I think Walker is the main man there, and it's not a kind of it's not a share as much as Walker's the number one and Charbonnet's the number two. You know,
Right.
oh,
I
definitely.
feel. Whereas, you know, like
But
say, if you go
still,
to Clippers, you would say Dobbins and Gus Edwards are going to be a kind of timeshare. I do think in Seattle, Walker's the one, Charbonnet's the two.
So with Will Levis, like I have him in another league just because he's my second quarterback in Superflex. I hope he goes off. But in our league, you can almost guarantee you can get him off of waivers to cover a bye week.
You know what, Everett? You know what? Wasted slot. And then if you go up to see, and he's got
he's
We
got
got Jalen
5
Sutton as
Hurts.
rookies in
well.
his team.
Tell me this: what situation are you going to have? What situation needs to happen? Needs to come up for you to play? And for you not to play Hurts and play who was it that was there again? Who was the
Will
bench one?
Levis.
Oh,
Well,
Levis.
but what situation is going to come up other than a Hurts injury or a bye week? Are you going to play Will Levis over Hurts?
Well, I guess it'll be the bye week. Have they got quite an early bye week? They've got week 5 or something.
I don't know, but if Derek Carr is on waivers, I would play Carr before I play Levis.
Me too. And it's, I mean, and don't get me wrong, though, Levis might kick off because he's got a massive arm and he's got some,
he got some receivers this year. He doesn't just have Hopkins. He has Tyler Boyd and Calvin Ridley. Yeah, and he got Ridley. Yeah, and he got Tony Pollard that he could dump it off to.
And Tajay Spears is fine for that as well. He done a lot of that last year when Henry was running the ball. So he's got no excuses this year, Will Levis. This is the year that he's got to show that he deserves the starting slot. But what situation are you going to play him over Hearts? I mean, Philadelphia could be away to San Francisco, away to New York Jets, away to one of these real tough, real good defences. And you're still going to start Hurts over Levis. And Levis could be playing, I don't know, the Panthers. You're still going to start Hurts over Levis. You just are. So I don't see. For me,
no, to make it even better, they're both got the same bye week.
Oh no!
Yeah. So
wow.
Oopsie. I want to play in week 5.
I love the running back room of Taylor and Cook, the running
Taylor
back
and Cook,
starters of Taylor and Cook. I think that's a great start. And then you go into AJ Brown, Tank Dell. It's very, very good. And then you get down to the bench.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean but I get that. I do get that that Goff. But I'm not being funny. But even if you've got Goff and Lamar Jackson in your team, you are not starting Goff over Lamar Jackson. You're just not. I don't care how tough the schedule that Lamar has. You're not going to start Jared Goff over Lamar Jackson because it would be silly to do so. Why would you be picking Lamar in the second or third round or whatever it is that you need to pick Lamar up and then not play him?
Then you risk leaving too many points on the bench if Lamar goes off and you got him on the bench.
And it's I good luck. But I mean, I hope it goes well for you, Martin. I really do. But I'm not. I'm just if I've got Lamar Jackson in my team, he starts every week with his legs unless he's injured. I don't care who my reserve is. It's just not happening there. So here comes Sean. We've got Sean here in his Newcastle Colts and Rob in his Solihull Sharks. You want to run us through these ones, Johnny?
So I think this is where Sean traded away his first as well, but he got second, third, and fifth, I think, from Luke.
Oh wow!
If I remember rightly. So we've got Aaron Rodgers, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Michael Pittman, Devontae Smith, Christian Kirk, Sam Laporta, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, Jason Sanders, Alex Anzalone, Robert Spillane. That's the starters at the moment. And then you've got Solihull Sharks. We've got Lamar Jackson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jalen Warren, Tyreek Hill, George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Trey McBride, Evan Ingram, Devin Singletary, Jake Moody, Kyle Hamilton, and Luke Wilson. Test my knowledge getting all these bloody players' names right.
Now we've got two good start lineups, and that's without a first round for Sean there.
Yeah, well, I think he had, like I say, he had 2 seconds and 2/3 in the middle of the rounds. And
yeah, you can see that. You can see that
well.
because the strength is there in the starting lineup. That it's not got that pluggy in one at the last of the flexes. That you're not so sure of. That's
so you had the
solid as a rubber.
204, 208, 305, 309, 408, 505, and 509. So you had a good core of your team before the end of the 5th round. So you know what Sean's like. When you do a trade with Sean, you check your back pocket.
Let's see what's on his bench, though, because this can often be Sean's downfall, There'll be a lot of tight ends, I'm sure.
Taysom Hill, Austin Eckler, Rico Dowdle, Brian Robinson's a good one.
Is he a Commanders fan?
Joshua Palmer.
No, he's a Colts fan.
Christian Wilson and Rashid Rahid.
He got McLaurin, Robinson, and Eckler.
Yeah, that's a lot of commanders there. That's a lot of commanders. I guess you pick up Eckler and Robinson because you're not sure what's going to happen there. You can get rid of one in week 2 or 3 once you're kind of more comfortable with what the situation is. The same with the right hand side.
You pick up Gibson and Robinson,
McLaughlin and Estime. You kind of see what one's going to be the one, and you chuck that one away and you keep it in.
And on the
You
other
know,
side, you've got Baker
it's
Mayfield, Jaleel McLaughlin, Audric S. Demi, Ricky Pearsall, Dave Davis, Jameson Williams, Josh Downs, and CJ Mosley.
I'm a
So you've
big
got three defenders.
Jameson Williams fan this year. I think this is going to be the year that he actually does something. I'm a way out on Gabe Davis. He might have a week or two where he goes off in one, but not for me. Ravens versus the
Yeah.
Chiefs defense in week one. Yeah, it's a tough game, but Lamar Jackson's still going to run for 70, 80 yards. He's still going to throw for 2 or 3 touchdowns. He's going to maybe run one
Well,
in.
that's
Goff ain't going to do
this year. They
that.
might actually
They're
run the
certainly
ball
not going
instead of
to
trying to
run.
pass it.
It's yeah. I mean, I get. Would I start Goff over Lamar? Not near Nelly, but I understand that the point of Lamar's got a real tough game week one. Goff's in a dome, so I wouldn't want to give myself the headache because the thing is, if you leave Lamar on your bench and Lamar scores 40 points, you look like an idiot. There's no getting away from it. If you leave Goff
Yeah.
on your
Well,
bench and he scores 40 points, well, you're playing Lamar, so you're supposed to, you know.
so basically,
If
Martin,
you
if you
play,
leave him on the bench and Goff and you score 40 points on your bench, best not tune in on the Tuesday night because Craig will have a field day.
Yeah.
the thing is, I mean, if Goff scores 40 points and Lamar scores 10, you look like you look like a hero. But for me, you've got very, very lucky because that shouldn't be happening, And if that is happening often, then don't pick up Lamar in the fourth round. It's very early to be picking up a onesie slot. Unless, of course, it's a super flex as well, because if it's a super flex, then it's completely different. But then if it's a
Yep.
super flex, you're playing them both, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't like what Sean has done here with all of those commanders. I've got to say, I love his first team, but I don't like all those commanders on the bench.
Yeah.
And on the right-hand
But
side
Sean
here
is.
with Sol Hill Sharks, well, you've got Lamar there, Gibbs, love it. Warren, I'm not big on Warren at all. I'm a Najee man, but he will
Oh,
do
that's what I was
fine,
gonna
do
say.
very well.
What if Warren's in that trade instead of a wide receiver? They're saying Warren because
To San Francisco.
all the running backs are hurt in San Francisco right now.
Well, I mean, if they were to send Warren, then yeah, you can kiss bye bye to your Mitchell shares and your Mason shares and your. I mean, the 2 rookies as well. The 2 rookies are going nowhere, and if you picked them up in dynasties, you're screwed if they send Warren over there. I
Well,
can't
that
see how Warren.
Guarida or Guarida, whatever it is. Yeah. But yes.
It's a good
Well,
question though,
somebody's
Ed,
got
but
to be going the other
what
way
if it is Warren? Can't
because
be
you can't
Warren.
imagine they'll send. You can't imagine they'll send Pickens, and who else are they going to send?
Well, there's nobody
Unless it's
else
a
here. It would have
defender.
to be Pickens, but there was chat, and the initial chat was it was going to be Pickens. It was going to be Pickens and third or fourth or something like that when the Steelers first came up.
Oof.
But it's in him hard that Martin's going to go and play
Yeah,
Goff
he's
over
got.
Lamar.
He's
Please
got
tell me
Goff
you're
and Lamar.
playing me week one, Martin. Please tell me you're playing me.
Oh, that one we won't know until that is a complete random on that one.
But yeah, I'm sorry, Johnny. It's still your team here for me. And I thought that, Sean usually drafts it really well, but I hate all those commanders. And I think all 3 commanders are fine. And I think all 3 will score their points from time to time. I just wouldn't want all 3 in my team.
No. So here we have the Yorkshire Finns against the Stockholm Bengals. So we've got Luke's team against Moz's team. So
I mean,
Luke's team, you've got Trevor Lawrence, Derek Henry, Gus Edwards, Debo Samuel, Marvin Harrison, Jalen Waddle, Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown, I was taking him out. Jake Ferguson, he's got no kicker on the start lineup. Reggie Lucon and Zaire Franklin. And then Stoke's got Alex Richardson, Travis Etienne, Ramondre Stevenson, Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Dallas
Oh, he took a
Well,
Goddard,
page out of my
Najee
book.
Harris. Yeah, but
it's a
he got them a bit
selfish
later, I think. Raheem Mostert, Harrison Butker, Derwin James, and Fred
Fred
Warner.
Warner, that's a yeah. And Tua, oh man, Tua on the as a second quarterback.
I love Jaden Daniels as a second quarterback, I've got to say. Yeah, he's got a lot
Martin
of
really
games in
likes
a
his
dome
Jared
this year
Goff.
for sure.
He does. I think he's got
I mean,
like 4 games outside, I think. So
Goff's a perfectly fine quarterback to play as your starter. I've got no problem you plugging in Goff as a starter. I have a problem with having him on the same team as Lamar Jackson because what are you going? You're not going to play him. But I mean, Goff is a starting quarterback. There is no, he doesn't run, but other than that, he's very much a starting fantasy quarterback, and he will score a lot of points. Unfortunately, he's going to score a lot of points on your bench because you're going to start Lamar most weeks. Tua on the bench. I'm so cold on Tua. It's untrue. And I don't mean that as a pun. I don't mean a pun there, but he cannot play in the cold. So why would I be hot on him? I mean, Richardson there. I mean, Tua's. I guess if Richardson fails, and Richardson's an injury problem, so I get plugging in a decent
but then so's Tua,
quarterback
to be
there.
honest. He's like they've got 2 China quarterbacks.
I do love Daniels on the bench because I think he'll get better and better as the season goes on, and there will become a time where Daniels will then be plugged into that starting lineup with Trevor Lawrence being dropped, and I see that happening.
Yeah. He's
Very
got
much
Braylon
so.
Allen, Blake Corum. Oh, rookies. Bloody hell. He's got a rookie bench, apart from Myers and Dotson. He's got
It's
Wilson,
literally,
McCall. That's a lot of rookies.
yeah,
And on
some
the
of
other
those
side, another
rookies. See,
rookie,
that's the thing.
Hopkins,
Some of
Thielen.
those rookies are going to be in the starting lineup at some point, So
Yeah.
you're
Who's got
relying
pace
on
in
them
what?
coming good, which is fine, they might. And Mike Gesicki. Where is he? Is he at the Bengals now?
Yeah, he's at the
Yeah.
Bengals now.
Is it the Bengals he went to? Yeah. Adam Thielen. I just, I mean, he must be what 105 years old or something like that. Adam Thielen. It's how is he still playing? How is he still playing in the NFL? He was colder than
He
cold
was good
last
for the
year, and I
first
do not
8
see
weeks.
I see nothing else happening for him this year. For me, Adam Thielen's a dead duck, so I'm not a fan of him being. I wouldn't draft. I mean, literally, if I had the last pick of the draft and he was still there, I wouldn't pick him up. Then Hopkins is one of those ones. Hopkins is a fantastic wide receiver, but he's getting on
When he
now, and he's
plays.
had these injury problems,
He
and
can't shake those knee injuries. I think it's
yeah, exactly. That's a problem. Running's back up again, Johnny. Sorry to the starting bits. Yeah, a lot of rookies on the left and a lot of old guys on the right. Burton, as I say, I do quite like, but I like Burton. I like his situation. I think he's in a good situation. And then if he's even a half decent receiver, he should get his catches this year. So I
Well,
do like
he had
Burton
a good
being
game
there.
at the weekend. I think he had like 96 yards and a touchdown at the weekend. So I know it's against what Pez,
Who's
who
in the
called them
fees?
future lawyers or stuff like that. Was that you, Everett, or was it just Pez?
Pez said that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, but you
Yeah,
still got to
I
catch the
get.
balls or run it. So
If it wasn't that the bench is so full of rookies, I would maybe be taking the team on the left here.
See, I
But
try not to be biased like
you
in this
also
league
can.
because, of course, I will go with brother Johnny. But I had picked the Stoke on Bengals for this league just so I wouldn't
It's
pick
a
the
good
obvious
lineup.
choice, Johnny. I
that's
love.
The
just because
thing
he's
that
I
got
told
Chase
you.
Adams and Evans, like so.
I saw and
the
look
thing
at the
about
the run. He got good running backs too. Like ETN,
yeah,
Yeah.
Stevenson,
it's a great starting
And
lineup
and
Najee.
there.
Harris.
But what
So he must have saw my draft list.
he hacked you, Everett, he hacked you.
I know.
I like Michael Wilson as well, but yeah, no, I do. I like the Stockholm Bengals team. I'm a wee bit worried about the bench not being strong enough. So yeah, I mean, Johnny. Oh, we've got one
We've still
more.
got one to
Thank
go.
goodness. I need to find one that's
We've
better
got
than Johnny, so as I can go for that one.
the good. Me too. The Godalming Goats against the Whitehall White Tigers. So we've got Kyler Murray, Devin Achane, James Conner, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Nico Collins, Keenan Allen, David Njoku, Justin Tucker, Devin Lloyd, Tremaine Edmonds. And then the Whitehall White Tigers, we've got Joe Burrow, Bijan Robinson, DeAndre Swift, Amon St. Brown, Keon Coleman, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Kyle Pitts, Samir White, T.J. Hawkinson, Dicker the Kicker, Trey Bernard, and Quincy Williams.
Right, well, running through this, I mean, I can run through this one quickly because I've already got holes in the starting lineups for me, in terms of
Yeah.
picking a favourite team here. TJ Hawkinson, he's injured, and when he comes back, it's a bad injury he's coming back from. Is he going to be as good as he was before? I hope so, because I've got him in a couple of dynasties, but I'm not convinced. And on the other side, I think Keenan Allen is the one who's going to be the one who suffers the most from the fact that there's a lot of mouths to feed. I think Komet will get his touches, Moore will definitely get his touches, and as the season goes on, Caleb Williams will be throwing more and more to Roma Doomsday. So I think Keenan Allen is the one that's going to lose out there. Not to say that I think Keenan Allen is a bad receiver or anything like that. I just think he's going to lose out to the amount of mouths that need to be fed there. And if you just run this up a wee bit more, Johnny, up the way, just so yep, that's us. I'm not a fan at all of Murray and Connor. Big fan of Murray and Harrison, big fan of Murray and Wilson, big fan of Murray and McBride. I'm not a fan of stacking a wide receiver, stacking a running back with a quarterback, because I just think that if the running back scoring points, the quarterback's not, and vice versa. And I know that they can dump it off and go, but Connor's not a kind of dump off and go type running back. He's a runner.
Right.
And on the right hand side, the Swift, I'm so cold on Swift. I couldn't be more colder on Swift, I've got to say. It's not a fan at all.
I think
And
last year just showed Swift was good when he's healthy, but he hasn't been healthy most of his career.
I
And he has two. He got Roshan Johnson and Khalil Herbert on that team, ready to take the start whenever he messes up.
correct.
Well, yeah, the bench
And
as well, obviously.
but let's not forget as well, he did get a lot of touches in Philadelphia, but he was playing in Philadelphia with that line in front of him, and he was still only getting. I think he was about 4 yards per carry at the most. Was his average last year? So yeah, not unless these benches are massively brilliant, and I'm already seeing quarterback. So Lloyd's injured, Tracy could be anything. Elliott I quite like. Pierce, yeah, fine. Brown, yeah, I mean there's some good options there in running back on the left, and I
And 2
love
kickers.
Wicks.
I like the receivers on the right. The Get
Yeah,
Corley.
and Leggett. I mean,
He'll get his targets.
and Franklin, you're throwing your like. I mean, what at least one of those rookie wide receivers are going to have to hit there, because they're going to need to be plugged in at some point. So yeah, neither one
boy.
here either, Johnny. I'm afraid yours is my favourite for this league. So I'm.
He's got
going to
Justin
trust you
Tucker
to
and
say.
he's got the top two. Oh, this is what happened. He picked Justin Tucker, then I picked 2 players, and then he picked Brandon Aubrey, so he was picking from the 102. And he started a bit of a
Two
kicker run.
kickers,
So
two kickers in the team.
You picked up Justin Tucker, then you picked up Brandon Aubrey, the pick after, and the one like. So yeah. So are you going for me, Craig?
12. Eh? Yeah, I'm going for you, Johnny. I think your team's the best here. I'm afraid that your team's the best drafted.
Even
That's
I'm not
without a
going for
second
me.
and a third, so that's very impressive. As I say, I like what Sean's done as well with those middle round ones. I'm just not the biggest fan of having 3 commanders all in there, because it's the commanders.
Well, I've gone for Sean because I trust Sean to do some magic. And you've gone for Stoke-on Bengals, Everett, have you?
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
I had to stay away from the biased. Try not to be biased here.
There's plenty of that this afternoon with you and Aaron getting picked. So yeah,